This is Oshkosh Today, your connection to events and organizations in the Oshkosh area. Oshkosh Today is supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 North West Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Oshkosh Today. I'm your host, Emily Mikowski, and we have a great show lined up today. So let's take a look and see what's on tap for October in Oshkosh. First, we'll hear about a great event put on by the Cerebral Palsy Organization of Mideast, Wisconsin, called A Night in Paris. Then we'll get a little crafty with the Altrusa International Club, and they'll tell us about their Harvest Moon Madness Art and Craft Fair. We've got Shonda from the Oshkosh Chili Cook-Off to tell us what we can expect from the big event this year. And then we'll hear about a couple of spooky events to look forward to in Oshkosh, the Zulaween Boo and the Spirits of the Grand Opera House. Then, as always, we'll wrap it up with a segment of Focus on Health with Ted Stefaniak. So let's get to our first guests of the day. I have Connie Carmichael and Lorraine Yarbrough with Cerebral Palsy of Mideast, Wisconsin, to tell us about your event, A Night in Paris. Thanks for coming in, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
So Connie, first, if you could just tell us a little bit about the event itself. What will it all entail this time?
This is going to be an amazing fundraiser for our organization. You're going to feel like you're in Paris, the cleaner version of Paris. I've heard some people say, I don't know. But no, it's going to be great. It's at the Oshkosh Convention Center, and it's going to start as you enter the building. We're going to have flashing lights outside, and then we've got a string quartet as you enter the building, and then all of a sudden, voila, in the large foyer is a 12-foot high lit Eiffel Tower, and then all of a sudden you're in the streets of Paris. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have jugglers and mimes, caricature artists, photo booths. That's all before you even register.
Oh my gosh, that's before you even get into the event.
That's right, that's right. That's kind of like in the hallways, but we call it the streets of Paris.
Oh, fun.
And then after you register, you go into the main hall of the convention center, and you're going to enjoy Moulin Rouge silent auction area. Another auction on the other side is our flower shop bistro area. Everything's going to be decorated so nice, and then the stage is going to be our Paris. It's a 25-foot stage where we're going to have dinner theater by Jubracosa. They're going to be performing that night. And what's really awesome is Aaron Davison and Chuck Lakefield are going to be our MC and our auctioneer for the event for our live auction that's going to happen after the dinner.
Exciting. So what kind of things can we look forward to in the auction?
We have amazing artwork, and we have artwork. We're very fortunate this year. We've got artwork from people from Minnesota, from Madison, all over the state of Wisconsin. I believe, and it's not just paintings, it's sculptures, it's ceramics, it's purses, handmade purses. It's such a variety of items that you don't want to miss it. People have taken so much time to make these just so special and very unique. So it's like one-of-a-kind items. It's going to be such a treat.
It sounds like such a fun event. And I know you mentioned there's going to be a little bit of food there. Is it all kind of French-inspired things?
It is. Absolutely. It starts out with French hors d'oeuvres that are going to be passed throughout the evening by the staff at the convention center. They're going to be our little maitre d's. They're going to be dressed up with little...
Oh my gosh, how fun.
Oh yeah, they're going to have the little mustaches and the berets, and they don't have to wear their regular traditional uniforms and everything. So that's going to be really cute. And there's some really special table decorations are going to be amazing. Jim at House of Flowers is doing an amazing job. And there's going to be some extra little treats and some fun little things. Lorraine's going to welcome our guest, and we're hoping for 400. That's our goal, so that's one of the reasons we're here today, to get us up to that 400 mark.
Yes. Can you tell us how we can get tickets and where we can go to get some more information on it?
Absolutely. You can call us at our office at 1-800-261-1895, or they can call the local number at 424-4071. And there's also chances to win trips.
Oh, really?
A trip to Paris and the Cordon Bleu, as well as New Orleans and Disney World.
Excellent. And how much are the tickets?
Tickets are $75 a piece, or $525 for a table of 8.
Excellent. So Lorraine, this is a huge fundraiser for your organization. Can you tell us a little bit about where exactly all the funds from this event are going to be going?
Sure. Based upon all of our funding sources, we are supported a lot by the counties or the state, the federal government. So we need to offset a lot of our costs. We only get about 67% of our actual costs. So in order to provide services, we have a real variety of disabilities, a variety of ages. So with that, we have about 1,200 families we work with. So the money is to help to continue the programs. Our goal is to really make sure that the needs are met with the clients, and so this fundraiser really is to continue. Between the cooking classes, exercise, we give families a break in our respite programs. We really about education and advocacy and toys, and we just have a whole variety of programs. So it's a wonderful event. Like Connie was saying, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it is going to a great cost because it's going really into the community to meet those needs of individuals with disabilities.
Excellent. And I know you mentioned a variety of different programs you have. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what they involve?
Sure. With Families Need a Break, the agency we've been around since almost 60 years. Within that, with covering the 9 counties that we do, but we have a variety of disabilities as far as autism, Asperger's, Down syndrome. So there's physical disabilities, behavioral, and developmental. And in order to meet those needs, we have a respite program. We average about 49,000 hours a year, giving the families a much needed break. That is our program where the staff are able to get the clients. They go out into the communities. They go to different events. So we're also educating the communities. That's a big one. We actually do a lot with social development. Which is again getting clients into the community. That could be in the form of a dance. It can be an arts, another travel. We have our big programs also where the clients they come and they learn how to be independent, and what that means is how to learn to cook independently. They also to exercise. There's a big initiative in the community on obesity, and so we're really part of helping that with our clients, and through that is exercise and cooking nutritious food. So those are some of the main programs we work with.
Great. Yeah. And I understand that we also have some other fundraisers coming up. Connie, maybe you can tell us a little bit about those.
Oh, well, I heard you were a football fan.
I am.
So I hope that we'll see you at our Ultimate Tailgate Party, and that's coming up on November 4th at the Oshkosh Hilton. It's going to be amazing. We have all kinds of food, games, prizes, beer, wine, soda, buffet dinner. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have the pregame show playing, and it's going to be amazing. I think Scott took some footage last year of the event, and if you weren't there last year, you definitely want to be there this year. We have so many great volunteers and so many great prizes. We're going to have silent auction items. We're going to have raffles. Our raffle this year, we've got from Castles, we have a 50-inch LCD TV.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Well,
now I want to go.
Of course, of course. And second place is a pub table and 4 chairs from WGNR. And then Mark and Susie from Piggly Wiggly here in town is giving us $250 gift certificate as third place. We're going to have paddle games. We're going to have football toss games, beanbag toss games. That's all before the game starts. So it's going to be great. And that's coming up on November 4th at the Oshkosh Hilton Garden Inn. And it's $40 a person or $280 for a table of 8.
Excellent. And we've got about a minute left. So if we want to quickly, I know you had a bowling fundraiser too. If you want to give us the dates for that quick.
Sure. 9-pin tap bowling fundraiser. It's put on by the Oregon Club. All the proceeds go to cerebral palsy. It's going to be at T&O Lanes next door to the Oregon Club. It's $25 a person, 4 to 5 on a team. 9-pin tap, shoes, food, drink. And if you want any other information, you can stop by the Oregon Club or you can call our office at 424-4071.
Excellent. So a lot of fun events coming up with cerebral palsy. And also, really quickly, one more time, the dates and time of A Night in Paris.
October 18th at the Oshkosh Convention Center. Doors open at 5:30. And you got to be there. It's going to be amazing.
Great. Thank you both for coming in today.
Thank you.
Coming up next on Oshkosh Today, we'll show you where you can get a jump on your holiday shopping and maybe even find something unique for yourself. We'll be right back.
it slow. Then we pick the correct lane and take it slow. When we see a car approach, we yield to the left. When we're in that roundabout, we don't pass anybody yet. Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow.
Visit WisconsinRoundabouts.com for more info from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. So listen. The most basic human need is to understand and to be understood. But most people do not listen. They listen with the goal of responding. In the word listen are the same letters that make up the word silent. It is through silence that wisdom comes. Focus on others in order to better understand their points of view. Speak your piece and listen. Visit the OshkoshCivilityProject.org and sign the pledge.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today, and now I am joined by Cheryl McCarthy with the Altrusa International Club to tell us about the Harvest Moon Madness Art and Craft Fair. Thank you for coming in today, Cheryl.
Thank you for having me.
So first off, when is the event going to be taking place here?
This event, Harvest Moon Madness, is our 5th annual event, and it will be Saturday, October 26th from 9 until 5.
Okay, and what can we expect from the Art and Craft Fair? What can we look forward to when we go?
Well, what we do is we find artists and crafters who will do one-of-a-kind items. We've got jewelry, lots of jewelry, fine to funky, I like to say. And we have glass items. We have blown glass, painted glass. We have hand-turned wood items. We've got hand-woven baskets. We've got lots of fiber items like hats, scarves, hand-painted silk items. Some oil paintings, calendars, lots of home accessories, holiday items. If you're looking for holiday items or gift ideas, we've got lots of that.
Excellent.
Ornaments, holiday ornaments, silk decorations, and
It's
anything
a
you can think of.
huge variety
Really,
of stuff.
Really, it is.
Wow. So where exactly is it taking place? I'm not sure if you mentioned that yet.
This will be at the Hilton Garden Inn
at the
on
Hilton.
20th, in Oshkosh, near the airport.
Okay, and I understand there's going to be some other stuff going on too besides the sale. Can you tell us about that?
Right, we're not just a one-trick pony. It's the art and craft sale is the premier, but we also have a bake sale, and the Altrusa organization does a fantastic job of doing the baked goodies, and they look wonderful, and we always
Okay.
have a great success with that. We also have pecans for sale. Last year they were still on the trees the week before the sale, so you know that they're fresh. They're huge, they're the jumbo ones, and
my gosh.
they're very fresh. We also have Afghans for sale, and these are the ones that depict places in Oshkosh. So if you're looking for a unique gift to remind someone of Oshkosh, that would be a good place to pick that up.
That's very unique.
We also have a wheel of gifts, a wheel, you give it a spin, and you can win money, popcorn, wine, candy, all kinds of things. So
Oh my gosh,
people
so
love
much
that.
to look
Right,
forward to.
People love that.
And there's also another sale going on, a book sale. Can
Right.
you tell us about that?
We're having a Scholastic Book Fair, and people who have school children or have had school children are familiar with the Scholastic Book Fairs. And so we have one going on with the sale, but we also have a competition going on with this. And the school who has the most items bought in their name will receive $500 in Scholastic dollars.
Oh, wow.
So that will go a long way to help their library and their school. So I encourage people to come on in and support their school.
Great. And this is a huge fundraiser, it sounds like. Where are the profits from this event going to be going?
Altrusa is supporting the buying Lucas heart compression machines for all of the first responder vehicles, and we've been fortunate enough to gather funds for quite a few already. So we're putting money in that fund. We also do a lot of literacy projects around the community. So literacy is one of our big pushes that we do.
Excellent. And it's all for the Altrusa organization. Can you maybe elaborate a little bit more on what they're all about and what they consist of?
Altrusa is an international organization, and it came to Oshkosh in 1949, and we've been a very well kept secret around the community until maybe about 10 years ago, and we started having functions. Art in the Garden is an art show that we do in March, so people may be familiar with that because we have a good following with that. We do volunteer projects, and we do fundraising for community projects like Christine Ann Center, the Humane Society, the CP Respite House, lots of literacy projects, Imagination Library, Reach Counseling, Day by Day, Shelter, Parkview Health Center, all kinds of things. We get our hands into a lot of things around the community.
Definitely. And so going back to the art and craft fair, are there still ways that people can enter to either sell goods or even to show off their art and crafts?
Absolutely. We're still taking entries, and if anyone is interested in sending an entry, you can find the entry on the website altrusaofoshkosh.org, or you could send an email to amethystdesigns@sbcglobal.net, and we'll hook you up with an entry. We welcome all different kinds of arts and crafts, and we have a pretty loyal following of people that come every year to buy and be good shoppers for us. And they always like to see some new things come in.
Right.
So that would be wonderful.
Mix it up a little bit.
Yes.
I mean, although there already is a huge variety
Yes.
of things there. Is there any kind of admission cost to attend the art and craft fair?
We are asking a suggested donation of $2, and that's to help support our service projects that we do. But if you go on the Wheel of Fortune, you can win that back easily.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit more about this Wheel of Fortune. What are some of the other things that you can win on this thing?
Cash. Every spin is a win because you'll win candy or whatever on every spin. Boxes of candy, bottles of wine. Some of the artists donate some of the things that they have for sale. So some of the prizes are really large. So, you know, take your chances.
Very fun. Okay, so once more, if you just want to recap the event a little bit as far as the date, time, and location.
Okay, our 5th annual Harvest Moon Madness Arts and Craft Fair, and it's put on by Altrusa, and it will be at the Hilton Garden Inn in Oshkosh on 20th Street near the airport.
Great. Well, I look forward to coming and checking out all the art, maybe
hope
even
you
getting
do.
something for myself or
Awesome.
a friend.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you very much.
Coming up next on Oshkosh Today, it's getting to be that time of year again. It's cooling off a little bit, and you might be craving something warm and comforting. So we'll talk about the Oshkosh Chili Cook-Off up next.
Hi, I'm Mayor Bergtauer, and I'm asking for your help. The city has several boards and commissions that play important roles in just about every aspect of local government. Whether it's the Parks Board or the Landmarks Commission, these and other boards act as a forum for citizens to address their concerns and questions about Oshkosh city government. The boards also provide members the opportunity to make positive suggestions to the council or city staff to move the city forward. So here's where we need your help. For our city to work effectively, we need active citizen participation. Many of our boards and commissions currently need members. We're asking for just a few hours of your time each month to serve on one of our boards or commissions and help to ensure a strong democratic process. So please consider serving on a city board or commission. For an application, visit the city website, stop by the city manager's office in City Hall, or call 236-5000. Thank you for your interest, and we look forward to your possible involvement.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today, and now we are joined by Shonda Anderson to tell us about the Oshkosh Chili Cook-Off, an event everybody looks forward to every year. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
So do you want to tell us first a little bit about what we can expect this year at the Cook-Off?
The Chili Cook-Off changed slightly from last year. Let me first say it's October 26th. Anyway, the one change we made is we made it purely a chili cook-off, and we took the Halloween portion of the events out of it. It was just really too much going on. So, and the chili cook-off is bigger than we expected it to be so fast. Anyway, you come down, you pay an admission fee, and you get all the chili, and there's going to be some beer samples and some pico de gallo samples and lemonade and apple cider and chips from tortilla flats and all kinds of yummy things to browse around. Plus, just looking at all the tents decorated is worth
entertainment in itself.
It is. It is. They go all out.
Okay. So I know you mentioned admission cost. How much does it cost to attend the event?
It is $10 a person. Children, I think it's 6 to 12 or $5, and under 5 is free. And we are doing that. It is a fundraiser for the warming shelter. So, we are trying to raise money for the warming shelter. And it's just a wonderful event. It was so much fun last year. We sold out of chili in 45 minutes.
Really? Wow. So how many people do you have entered so far that are going to be competing?
I have 21 entries.
Oh my gosh.
I have probably about 8 more who are in the works of getting a check from, corporate or whatever. So I'm hoping for 30. I max out at 40. There's just not enough electrical in the square for that many chili.
So definitely there's a wide variety. What kinds of chilies can we look forward to that maybe might be returning from last year?
I'm not completely sure what everyone's thinking. I did hear that we have a white chicken chili coming, which would be in the specialty category. We also have a 5-alarm category, and then we have the traditional category. I'm hoping for people to still consider, getting the registrations in. One thing we learned last year is that there's just no way that a vegetarian chili can stand up to a traditional chili. So we did make a special category for the non-traditional chilies, and they would receive a prize as well.
Excellent. And I think I might have heard something about a pineapple chili. Is that right?
Last year there was a chili with pineapple, and there was a chili with squash, and there was a chili made with honey.
Wow.
The honey team, I have not received a registration form from them yet, so them I'm not sure if they're returning. But I did, I have a lot of people who are interested. I want this to be such a strong community event. I do really seek out I would love for the police department to get in a chili, and the fire department. To this point, I haven't gotten anything from them, but, I do try to have it be a strong community event.
Just get everyone involved and together and everything. So.
I think it's important to really appreciate how great Oshkosh is and just see the different aspects of Oshkosh. There's so many people that just don't get out and see all the wonderful things that the city has to offer, all the different, people that are involved and make things happen, and it brings great awareness for the warming shelter. They're on their 3rd year this year, so it'll be nice for them to get some finances available. They're looking at a bigger space. They're hoping for, and so they need some.
So trying to get the whole community involved, it's a perfect timing too. I know it's happening. Is it right after or during the farmers market?
The farmers market runs from 8 to 12:30. The chili cook-off starts at 7 a.m. for the chili makers to set up their tents and stuff. They can start cooking after that, and then the judges go through at 11:30, and sampling starts at noon. Now, sampling the chili starts at noon. Before that, you can walk through all of the tents. Will have like a pico or a salsa. A couple had just regular dips last year. So there's still stuff to do and plenty to see before noon.
So where can visitors go to get more information on the chili cook-off as they're planning to attend?
There is a form at Oshkosh Chili cookoff.com. You can download that. You go to the website and you can download it from there. The downtown Oshkosh website also has it available, and you can pick up a form at Carmel Crisp.
Excellent. And that's to enter into the competition.
Yes, $50. We're bypassing the, we're still honoring the early bird registration fee of $50, and we'll do that until it gets closer. So for $50, you can enter a chili, but there are some pretty strict rules because of the health codes and fire codes and stuff. So you got to read that registration form.
Great. And how are the chilies judged? Are there any special judges this year, or
we do? We have
criteria?
All celebrity judges.
Great.
We have now I'm not going to remember them all. Daryl Sims, the athletic director at UWO. We have Sue Ponick from the director of the United Way. We have Mark Roloff, city manager. We have Stan Mack, superintendent of schools. We have Wendy Hillsberg from the CVB.
Lots of judges.
Yes, and I'm missing two, so I guess I should have wrote that down.
Right. Well, that'll be posted on. I know you have a Facebook event for the chili cook-off as well.
We do. And we also have a hashtag #OshChili.
Really?
Yes.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So, are there certain criteria that the chilies are judged on, or is it just each judge kind of has their own favorite and they pick and choose based on that?
They do. They just rate them, and what they like is going to be the winner. And like I said, we have 3 places to win with the traditional, 1 place for 5 alarm, and there's the People's Choice Award. So.
Okay. So definitely come hungry. I know you said you sold out in 45 minutes. So
45 minutes.
And it's not any shortage of options either as far as that goes. So.
No, it was a fantastic event last year, and Mother Nature, she was perfect to us. So it's going to be a great event again this year. We hope to continue to build this community event, continue to raise money for the warming shelter. And it will always be in Opera House Square because everyone knows downtown is close to my heart.
Yes,
so
wonderful. So once more, we've got a few seconds left if you just want to recap the date and time for us.
October 26th is Saturday, National Make a Difference Day. It's the community event. It's $10 per person to get in. And right now we have 21 chilies registered. I'm sure it'll be well over 30 by the time the day comes. I would say that you might want to start trickling in about 10:30. And it goes until the chili runs out or 3 o'clock, whichever happens first.
Wonderful. Well, I'm looking forward to going and trying some different kinds of chilies. And
Excellent.
Thank you so much for coming in today, Shonda.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we'll continue our fall theme with the Zulaween Boo and the Parks Department. We'll be right back on Oshkosh Today.
Making the world a better place is an intricate puzzle. And piece by piece, the women and men of Rotary have worked hard to fight hunger, promote literacy, and move the world toward peace. But there is still much to be done, still some missing pieces. And one of those missing pieces is you. Learn how you can help Rotary put together a better world at Rotary.org. Rotary, humanity in motion.
Are you ready for some football? Are you ready to party? Join us at the Oshkosh Hilton Garden Inn for Cerebral Palsy of Mid-East Wisconsin's ultimate tailgate party. Enjoy tailgate buffet, beer, wine, soda, Jell-O shots, and more. The raffles, games, prizes, all while watching the Packers whoop up on the Bears. For tickets, call 424-4071 or visit cpmideastwis.com.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Now we're joined by Julie Kiefer here to tell us about the Zulaween Boo this year. Thanks for coming in today, Julie.
Sure, thanks.
So when is the Zulaween Boo this year?
Zulaween Boo takes place Saturday and Sunday, October 19th and 20th, from 11 to 4 p.m.
Okay, and it's at the Menominee Park Zoo.
It is at the Menominee Park Zoo.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
What kind of activities can we look forward to this year?
Well, if you haven't been before, it's a great opportunity to come down with your kids and do some safe trick-or-treating. And so there's all kinds of stations for trick-or-treating, but there's also mixed in that, little activity tables where they can play games. And activity tables kind of sounds young, but there's games to play. There's also a tent that has crafts, entertainment. So there's a lot of different things that they can do. There's special concessions at the Lake Fly Cafe, and there's music as well.
Excellent. And so everyone can wear their costumes, and I know you said there's a trick or treat going on?
There's a trick or treat going on, yes.
Okay, and what exactly are the times again?
From 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. either on Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. Do you need a ticket for the event?
Well, you don't have to have a ticket for the event, but it does kind of help because it is a pretty popular event and the line can get long. So if you want to kind of bypass that long line, you can definitely buy your tickets in advance. They are available at the Parks office, which is at 805 Witzel Avenue, or at Festival Foods in Oshkosh. And for children 1 and under, they're free. If you have children 2 to 17, they're $3 each, and any adults that attend that are 18 and older are $5 each. So you can always wait and see how the weather turns out and come that day of, or you can buy your tickets in advance.
Excellent. So I know there's going to be some entertainment there. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, there's probably some people that we've seen before at other parks events. David Landau, Dana McCarthy does the Jump Up Family Fun. Miller and Mike are kind of a comedy clown routine. Cookie and Mr. Billy both do music as well. They'll be there on Sunday. The other ones that I named will be there on Saturday. So they're kind of spaced out throughout the day. And there's also things going on just at the zoo in general. There's some balloon things and some clowns that will be there. The juggler with the big yellow shoes will be there on Sunday. So there's a lot of different things going on throughout the day.
Excellent. And I know you said that there are different games and things going on, and I think they just showed some video that it looked like pumpkin bowling. Is that going to be around this year too?
Yeah, pumpkin bowling. There's some ring tosses. There's all kinds of different games.
So much fun.
So yeah, there's a lot of fun. And I should also mention there's usually inflatables and a bounce house. So there's a lot of different things to for your kids to do of multiple ages.
Yes. So can you tell us a little bit more about these trick-or-treat stations? The kids can just go from station to station and get their candy and treats.
Yes, and they are sponsored by local businesses or organizations. So they come and bring the candy. They can, and if you are a local business or organization looking to help sponsor one of those tables, we're always still looking for sponsors. And that's a great opportunity to kind of get the word out about your organization. You have a great market there with over, well over 1,000 people attending. So you can choose either Saturday or Sunday or both. And if someone is interested in that, they can contact Jenny at the Parks Department, which is 236-5089. That's her number.
And is there any kind of, if the weather is kind of not so good, is there any kind of plan, or is it rain or shine? You show
rain
up in your
or
costume.
shine, it goes on. There is a tent for some of the activities like the crafts, and I should mention there's a costume contest each day from 2 to 3. So kids can come in their costume and have a costume contest as well. So yeah, I mean I don't know, bring your umbrella if it's raining, but yeah, it will still continue to go on.
Okay, great. And I know it's a lot of parents are happy with the timing too, just as far as, like you said, it's a safe version of trick-or-treating. So it's still during the daytime where you can see if your kid runs around and runs off into the distance, you can still see them.
Right.
You'll be home before it's dark, so.
Exactly, yes. So it's from 11 to 4. You don't have to be there for the whole time. You can kind of come and go as your schedule needs. If you can't get there till 1 or 2, that's fine too. So you can come and stay or as long as you need.
Great. So once more, if you just want to recap the event for us, date, time, location.
So again, it's on Saturday and Sunday, October 19th and 20th from 11 to 4 at the Menominee Park Zoo here in Oshkosh. We do have a Facebook page event on the Facebook, and also you can just Google Oshkosh Parks and find the website. And also if you do Oshkosh Parks Department in the Facebook search, you'll find the page, the Parks page as well.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like a really fun event, and everyone's looking forward to it. We do have a few minutes left, so I know
Okay.
we wanted to maybe remind people about the golf course that's still open right now.
Right. The golf course is still open. You know, the pool is closed and that's all done, and the amusement rides are done at the zoo. So now what's left, right?
Right.
The golf course is still open, and it was aerated about 4 weeks ago, so the greens are in great shape. They are now charging at their fall rates. So you can go on www.lakeshoregolfcourse.net. You can also get to their website through the City Parks website, or you can give them a call, 235-6200, and find out about tee times and availability.
Great, and what a perfect time to go golfing too. It's
Yeah.
not too hot, not too cold.
Don't you wish we weren't working today?
Yes.
What a great day.
Oh, we'd be out there. We would.
Yeah, it'd be a great day. And it's right there on the lake, so or on the Fox River, so it's really a great location, and nice clubhouse, so wonderful opportunity to have a nice fall day out there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget that there's a golf course offered by the city. So
Yes, we have an amazing amount of city great amenities through our parks department.
great. Well, we're looking forward to the Zuluine Boo, and hopefully we'll make it out to the golf course at least one more time before
Yes.
it closes. So thank you so much again for coming in today.
Thank
Julie.
you.
Coming up next, we're going to go from cute little kids in costumes to something a little bit creepier at the Grand. We'll be right back on Oshkosh Today.
When I'm older, I want to be a singer. That's my goal.
An organizer of like do-gooders.
A media mogul. Just rule the world.
When I'm older, I want to be anything but the one that doesn't fit in, the one that people don't love.
Everyone deserves a dream.
Everyone.
But some of us feel depressed, anxious, angry, and do things that others think aren't normal.
If that's you, say something.
People will listen. Add your voice at oktotalk.org.
Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow. When we see a roundabout, take it slow. Then we pick the correct lane and take it slow. When we see a car approach, we yield to the left. When we're in that roundabout, we don't pass anybody yet. Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow.
Visit WisconsinRoundabouts.com for more info from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Thanks again for joining us on Oshkosh Today. And now we're with our final guest of the day, Angela O'Donnell with Hysterical Productions, here to tell us about the Spirits of the Grand Tours. Thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
So first off, how did these tours even get started at the Grand?
Oh, well, it kind of grew and grew over the past 3 or 4 years. We started very small, even before Hysterical Productions existed, doing a kind of a special event for some of the patrons and promoters of the Grand, and kind of a haunted house feel to that one. And when we went back into it the next year, we decided that since we had such a beautiful historical place, that we wanted to include some of the real ghost stories that they get emailed to them on a regular basis, or that have been recorded through different Oshkosh journals, and you can find them if you just Google Haunted Oshkosh online. And so we kind of took those and wanted to make it more than a haunted house and more than a tour, more than a one person walking you through the Grand telling you these stories.
Exactly, like a hybrid haunted house.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. And so instead of people jumping out at you, you get this eerie feeling by going through the basement and going through the back hallways and going through places you wouldn't normally be allowed in the Grand, and meeting these ghosts from these stories and these characters, and you never really know what exactly is going to happen, either with these tour guides and their personalities, or really in the building itself. And as we've grown, we've kind of added more stories to it. And this year we have an entirely new script, actually, for people who have been here the past 2 years. It's something fresh.
Great. So can you maybe elaborate a little bit more on what people can expect when they come for a tour? What does it all involve?
Sure. When you come in, you can buy tickets at the box office, or you can get them in advance. You can go to grandoperahouse.org. You can go through hystericalproductions.com. But you'll get your tickets. You go through the through the lobby, and you can go up to the lounge. There's a haunted happy hour pre-show,
fun.
Haunted happy hour post-show. We encourage people to get into the mood.
Yes.
Makes it a little spookier. And when it's time, one of the ushers will kind of gather up your group and bring you down, and you enter into a whole new world. We've been using a magic mirror in a sort of spooky Alice in Wonderland-like way, but linked to some of the actual history of the theater, linked to Barnum, P.T. Barnum, who was friends with one of the original leaders, one of the original executive directors, if you will, for the theater, and it kind of transports you.
Excellent. And so I know you said a lot of the stories come from actual real life experiences, and you did say that you wrote a new script. So
Yes.
what's the process that you go through when you're writing a new script for these tours?
Well, I try and keep in mind what are fan favorites, what people have liked about previous tours, because we want to keep that in there for them, or at least the sense of that, what people are enjoying. And then we try and take the most popular stories that we've been hearing and the ones that are most, that can most pop in whatever location it may be. So we've got a couple stories that are really set in the balcony, and so we take those and we fit them to the actors, and we fit them to the costumes, and we fit them to the way that people like to be spooked.
Right.
And then we move on to the next location. And so I kind of do a walkthrough myself, pairing up these stories with locations and people.
Very cool. And I know you combine history and fiction and stories and everything into this one tour. How do you go about combining those in a way that comes out to this product?
Delicately.
Yes.
It's a process, but it's a fun one. I love history. I love it. And a lot of people really love the rich history of the Grand, but not many people like history classes.
Right.
And so we try and take the entertaining parts of the stories, the parts that really kind of spook you or at least are intriguing in some way, shape, or form, and make those the center.
Kind of makes it that much more realistic, too. Just
it
hearing,
does.
like, this is a true story, so what are the chances of me actually seeing this happening in front of me?
And sometimes they're spoken from the mouths of the ghosts.
Really?
Yes, instead of the mouths of the tour guide, and so you get an extra spin on it.
Very cool. And I understand that steampunk kind of became intertwined with it. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It did. Steampunk, before it was popular, we kind of worked it in to our tours. We were trying to look for a way to make it whimsical or spooky or otherworldly, and still keep the history alive. And steampunk is a beautiful mix of Victorian era clothing and technologies and things like that, with that sense of something else. And for our ghost hunters who had been leading the tours, it was a great way to kind of give them this knowledge, this extra knowledge beyond what they would have in the Victorian era, through these gadgets and devices, and kind of incorporate this steampunk feel into it. And we've actually had a few people come in costume, which has been great. Yeah.
Excellent. It makes it so much more rich of an experience.
It does, yeah.
And so how do people respond to these tours? Are people, really scared, or are they worried when they come in and a little leery about it?
All of the above. We definitely have a hard time sometimes getting them to go actually through the mirror,
right,
into the tour. But once they get through take that leap, they laugh a lot, which is great. We like to make people laugh, and they jump a lot, which is also great. And we've had some screams, but at the end, they all seem to be smiling. So
great. So I know you've kind of described some of the changes, but what are some other things that people who have been before can expect to be different about this year, that they're not seeing the same thing that they already saw?
Well, there's an entirely new path, which is something that a lot of people will enjoy. Obviously, you'll hit some of the same locations because you do get to see the stage, you do get to see the basement, you do get to see the balcony. We will have Ollie Oxenfree will be back, but he'll be in a different time period in his life, so you'll get a different bit of a tour guide than what you had before.
Very cool.
And some of the overlapping and of the ghosts will give it a new feel beyond the new stories.
Excellent. So besides the tour guides and the ghosts, how else do you kind of enhance the atmosphere when you're doing these tours?
The Grand itself is decorated beautifully in a Gothic way, which is very fitting to the history of the building. But you'll see flicker bulbs in some of the light fixtures. It's decked out in the beautiful black draperies and wreaths. Very dark.
Very cool, very cool. So how can people book tours? Do you have to buy a ticket or book in advance?
You do have to buy a ticket, and they're $15, but you don't have to do it in advance. You can go to the box office now. Tickets are on sale. You can call the box office. You can go online to grandoperahouse.org. Or, you can do it the day of. You can just spur of the moment decide, you're going to come a little bit before 7 o'clock or a little bit before 8:15 or 9:30 and buy the tickets at the door.
Right.
I would encourage people to get a group of people together.
Right.
And book a group tour.
It's always more fun that way.
Well, then it's all your friends in this group of 15 people, and it really it lets you jump and spook each other in a more of a homely atmosphere.
Excellent. So are these tours, are they appropriate for children, or is there a certain age group that's best for them?
I would say it's family friendly, but not kid friendly. It's not that it's gory or anything like that. There's a lot of walking, and we try and make it go quickly and easily for everyone. But I would say if you're like a 12 plus kind of a youth,
which
then
is
it's
usually
all right.
average for haunted house type things. So
exactly.
And I understand that Hysterical Productions is the one that puts this on, and you have another production coming up. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Les Mis?
Yep, Les Miserables. Yep, exactly. We do, and it's actually another project that we're working very closely with the Grand with. It's actually a part of their season, and we're very proud to be putting it on in a historical theater. It's a huge, epic production. We've got over 30 cast members from the community, a group of which are residents, and it's going to be an amazing production. Tickets are also on sale for that. You can get them in the same locations.
Excellent. Something else to look forward to.
Yes.
So we've got a few seconds left. If you just want to recap the event, the Grand Spirit Tours, and dates, times, prices.
It's October 18th and 19th, and then nope, I'm not going to do the second weekend because I'm going to get it wrong. The weekend after that. And you can find all the information online. You can find it on Facebook as well. Tickets are $15, and they're on sale right now at the Grand.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to checking it out and getting spooked at the Grand. So thank you so much for coming in and telling us about it.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up next, it's time to turn it over to Ted Stefaniak with our dose of Focus on Health. We'll be right back.
Hi everybody, I'm Jeff Daniels. I'm sitting on stage at the newly renovated Grand Opera House in Oshkosh. Where I live, the arts are for everybody and everybody's for the arts. So do yourself a favor, buy a ticket to the Grand Opera House, see a show, you won't be sorry.
Are you ready for some football? Are you ready to party? Join us at the Oshkosh Hilton Garden Inn for Cerebral Palsy of Mid-East Wisconsin's ultimate tailgate party. Enjoy tailgate buffet, beer, wine, soda, Jell-O shots, and more. The raffles, games, prizes, all while watching the Packers whoop up on the Bears. For tickets, call 424-4071 or visit cpmideastwis.com.
This Focus on Health segment is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
Hello and welcome to Focus on Health. I'm Ted Stefaniak. Today we're at the Aurora Medical Center in Oshkosh, and when we do these segments, sometimes we really get a great look at some of the cutting edge technology that they have available at Aurora, and today we get to do that. We're going to be talking with Dr. Jeff Goldman about digestive health and how a tiny little camera can help diagnose some of your GI problems. Well, thank you for joining us once again today. It's great to see you. And today we're really talking about some outstanding technology that's making life a lot more comfortable for the patients that you see. And we're really talking about a pill camera.
That's correct. And this is the actual pill itself. And you may be able to see half of the pill is is the actual camera that takes 2 flash pictures per second, and the other half is a battery pack that lasts 8 hours. And this is designed to be swallowed by the patient, and then they actually come in on an empty stomach, and they have not eaten for a period of 10 or 12 hours beforehand. They swallow with a little bit of water, and then they're wearing it's almost like a Velcro vest. It's got sensors over the abdomen, and then they have a special receiving device. Looks almost like a pager that they wear very close to their body, and they wear that for the next 8 hours following swallowing the capsule. And then the capsule basically goes through the stomach, so it passes through your food passage, your esophagus, your stomach, and then through the 20 feet of small intestine that isn't ordinarily, you can't reach it generally with an upper endoscope, an upper scope, or a colonoscope, so you're able to see the small intestine. So we look for things that may cause obscure intestinal bleeding. So if a patient is anemic, they have a low blood count, which is typically caused by something in an adult's. Usually a low blood count is caused by chronic blood loss, and that can be caused by anything from ulcers in the stomach to the small intestine, sometimes tangles of blood vessels, tumors, polyps, things of that nature. Celiac disease, which is a sensitivity to gluten in the diet, and that can be picked up with this technology. And then there's an inflammatory disease called Crohn's disease that can also be picked up, and sometimes it involves different segments of the small intestine.
Yeah, and before that camera, that tiny little camera that could go inside of you, I would imagine life was a little more difficult for patients.
Well, it was, and we really could not reach the small intestine. We would have scopes perhaps that could go down a few feet into the small bowel, but could not reach the entire 20-foot segment at the end. So we basically now can visualize most of the small intestine, with this technology, and then that also tells us, where the cause of bleeding is that would ordinarily not be picked up by an X-ray or a CAT scan or some other technology.
I would imagine technology like this is making it easier for you as a doctor to diagnose and even find out if things have been corrected properly.
That's correct, and so we can. Then if we find the cause of bleeding, then the patient can have another procedure to actually go down with a scope that's larger into the intestine. The bleeding sites can be cauterized, or they can be marked so that they can be removed surgically. And we can also, if it's Crohn's disease or celiac disease, then we can treat that with a diet or with medication.
Yeah, and I know you have some photos here from the actual pill camera. Can you kind of just show us a little bit about how this is, really changed medicine?
Sure. So what happens is the patient has the device and the monitoring device on for a period of 8 hours, then they come back, they drop it off, we download the information onto a workstation here. So this is actually an area of active bleeding. There's a blood clot here that we're actually picking up on this study, and this patient had multiple bleeding sites. And then we continue to move down, and you can actually move back, and you can actually see some blood here in the lumen. So, and then this patient actually had a follow-up scope procedure that went down several feet into the small intestine, and we were able to find the bleeding site and cauterize it and stop the bleeding. But this is a patient that had required numerous units of red blood cell transfusion, and we were able to stop their requirement for that.
Once it picks it up on the camera, do you have an idea of the location?
Yes, and then you have and there's actually there's like almost like a little GPS device here that follows it, and you can actually see it. And then based on the time too, so we know that this is in the middle part of the small intestine, very early in the upper part. So this is called the jejunum, the upper small intestine, based on the time. Whereas if it was like at 5 hours, then you'd probably be in the lower part of the small intestine. So you'd have a good idea about whether you can approach it from above or from below.
And again, how long is the capsule inside of you, or how long?
Well, it's the small bowel exam lasts for up to 8 hours, and then the capsule itself will pass out in the stool. So once it gets into the colon, then it may be another day or so till it comes out, but it passes uneventfully, and it's painless when it comes out in the stool. And that may come out in the next day or so. Most people don't even see it. Occasionally we have some stories that people tell us it passes and it's still flashing, things like that. So.
But this, again, it's technology that is making things easier for the doctors, and also making, things easier for patients as well.
Oh, it is, and it's the only problem sometimes, and the only reason perhaps not to do this is if you have a patient who can't swallow the capsule. So it's like swallowing a large, vitamin capsule. But as long as you can do that, but there are some patients, particularly older patients, that may have some difficulty swallowing capsules. But usually most people can do that. So if they have a risk of aspiration or difficulty swallowing, then what we sometimes do, if they need when they need the procedure, then we have an introducer that we can actually put on an upper scope, and then you actually pass the introducer with the scope down through the stomach into the intestine. Then you release, it's almost like releasing a satellite. Oh, wow. And then it just releases it directly into the small bowel. But most of the time you don't have to do that.
Okay. And if a person is having some intestine problems, what would be some of the symptoms that people should be worried about to seek medical attention?
Well, you'd be concerned if they had bleeding, as if they passed black stool, obviously if they had vomited blood, or if they're simply anemic, or if they just have a low blood count, they just may be pallid, their skin may be whiter, it's kind of a white as a sheet type of thing that we talk about, and they may have a low blood count, and you may have abdominal pain, cramps, or diarrhea, things like that.
And you should immediately seek out your primary care physician at
That's
that
correct.
point, I would imagine?
Yes.
Okay, and then they can get a hold of you if they certainly need you.
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you for taking some time today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Good to see you. It is certainly some amazing technology. Now, if you're experiencing any of the problems that Dr. Goldman talked about, you should seek out your primary care provider. And if you have any questions about that little pill cam, or you're having any other GI problems, you can give us a call here at Aurora at 920-303-8700. I'm Ted Stefaniak, and we'll see you next time on Focus on Health.
This Focus on Health segment has been brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
And it is already time to conclude this episode of Oshkosh Today. Make sure you tune in to CTV2 for all of your community programming. You can also check us out on oshkoshcommunitymedia.org for replays of your favorite programs, or you can even go to our YouTube channel to see those as well. You can also listen to us on 101.9 WOCT, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter for city and programming updates. And if you're a Pinterest user, you can check out our board for the latest snapshots of the city. Thanks again for joining us on Oshkosh Today, and don't forget, if you'd like to be a guest, you can email me at emackowski@ci.oshkosh.wi.us. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 North West Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. To find replay times for Oshkosh Today, to be a guest on the show, or to watch online, visit our website at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org.